Hey there guys, it's AT&T Mobile Center here again. Today we're doing a quick review of the iPad 3. We're not going to unbox it, it's already been unboxed. But I thought we'd just take you through a quick run through of the actual device and just give you a few technical specifications of the iPad 3. Everybody's like, what's so different about the iPad 3 and the iPad 2? We're going to briefly go through that and also just go into detail about the device itself and kind of show you around it. The physicalities and why people are actually going after it. And well, let's start off by actually taking a look at the device itself. It's 7.31 inches width-wise and 9.5 inches length. It's got the FaceTime camera up the top and the home button in the center, typical of Apple. And on the top here we see the on-off switch or sleep and wake switch. Right next to the eyesight camera in the front, in the back, excuse me. There's a silent screen lock over here and the rotation lock, the volume toggle up and down, and it's actually only 0.37 inches thick. That's really thin. It's a little thinner than the last generation iPad. Also another thing, apparently this is not called the iPad 3. They like to stick with the iPad 3rd generation. I don't know why they're doing that, but I guess we'll stick with that. There are two models for the device, the Wi-Fi and the Wi-Fi plus the cellular. Basically both are about the same thing, same height, same width, height being at 9.5 inches, width being at 7.31 inches. The depth, same exact depth, about 0.37 inches, which is about a little under 9.5 millimeters, I believe. The weight is the only place it's different. Wi-Fi is only 1.44 pounds, and the cellular is actually 1.46 pounds. And as far as the only visual difference between the Wi-Fi and cellular is that the Wi-Fi and cellular actually has a little black the tab up the top. You can actually see it. As far as storage capabilities, they come in 16 gigs, 32 gigs, and 64 gigs. Now, as far as why people are actually getting this, the iPad 3, is because of the Retina Display. It's extremely vibrant. You're not going to be able to tell exactly through this YouTube video. It's basically impossible to show you, but it's a very, very sharp display. It'll cut you. It's that sharp. It's 9.7 inches is the diagonal LED backlit glossy widescreen multi-touch display. It features IPS technology. They do claim it's fingerprint resistant, allophobic coating, I believe. Also, it's the resolution size. If you guys keep up to date as far as resolution, the devices. This one's actually it's pretty big for a device of this size. It's a 2048 by 1536 pixel resolution at 264 pixels per inch. That's extremely impressive for a device like this. It also supports display for multiple languages, and characters simultaneously, which is also great. It's got the dual-core Apple A5X custom-designed, high-performance, low-power system on a chip, quad-core graphics, meaning it's got the newer processor, and it's also designed to handle those high-end graphics games. So a lot of people say if you are into playing, the iOS games, this is a must. It helps with the graphics. It's more fluid. It pops out more. And as far as wireless and cellular, again, there's the Wi-Fi model, which features the Wi-Fi, ABGN, and the Bluetooth 4.0 technologies. The Wi-Fi model. As far as the cellular model, it also features the Wi-Fi, clearly ABGN, along with the Bluetooth. And the AT&T does feature the 4G LTE. Does get better reception than the iPad 2. And of course, the camera and the eyesight camera in the back features a 5 megapixel camera with autofocus, along with the tap to focus that we've been seeing. Also has face detection in still images. Video recording does feature HD at 1080p with up to 30 frames per second, with audio, obviously. It does have video stabilization, and it does feature FaceTime camera with VGA quality in the front. for photos and videos up to 30 frames per second. It does enable photo and video geotagging for Facebook users and things like that. And as far as battery power wise, both of them do feature a 42.5 watt hour rechargeable lithium polymer battery, which means up to 10 hours of surfing on the web, Wi-Fi, watching videos, or listening to music. The charging is featured through either the USB adapter, through your computer, or you plug it into your power brick and you charge it that way. Both of them do feature the classic 30-pin dock connector port, also with a 3.5 millimeter stereo head jack in the top, built-in speaker, built-in microphone, and if you do go with the cellular model, it does have the micro SIM card tray to get that access to the 4G LTE. As far as sensors, accelerometer, ambient light sensor, and a gyroscope. It does feature, the digital compass in there as well. Syncs straight through iTunes. Audio formats that are supported are, the ones they've always been supporting: the MP3, AV, WAV files. It does also feature Dolby Digital 5.1 surround sound. Pass if you do get the Apple Digitizer AV adapter, which is sold separately. With the iPad 3rd generation, you do get the AirPlay mirroring to Apple TVs, 2nd and 3rd generation at 720p, and you do get the AirPlay through the Apple TV 3rd generation at up to 1080p if you are streaming. If you're using the 2nd generation Apple TV, you're only about to get to 720p. You can also mirror video output if you do get the Apple Digitizer, digital AV adapter, or the Apple VGA adapter. You can mirror it up to 1080p to an external video device, external monitor, And as far as system requirements, there are no requirements. As long as you get that Apple ID, you can sync it straight away through that Mac OS X you have, if you're a Mac user, or if you have a PC, Windows 7 works, Vista, XP. As long as you have iTunes running on that machine, you'll be able to sync. So just a quick recap: if you do play graphic intensive games like let's say Infinity Blade on the iPad, you might need this display. The display is one of the biggest pluses on this device. So if you are also reading books or magazines on the iPad, you may need this display as well. If you plan to do a lot of photo and video editing on the iPad, you may need the display. If you plan to use the iPad as a digital camera or video camera, you will definitely need the newer camera. If you have the older iPad, the camera does shoot a little bit better pictures than the previous generation, and so the biggest pluses on this device is clearly the display. Everyone's going crazy about the resolution on this device and the display and the fact it's so sharp. The camera is a little bit better, and also if you do travel often and you do have that 4G LTE data plan with AT&T, this device also does get better utilization of that 4G LTE speed. So for those of you who are looking to get the new iPad 3 and have an iPad 2, your primary motives are probably because of the Retina display and the fact that the camera's better and the 4G LTE is more responsive. So if you have any questions, you can always come on in. We're always happy to help. We do have a location in Center Reach. You can check out the website at AT&TMobileCenter.com. Check our messages all the time. Add us on Facebook, AT&T Mobile Center, and hopefully we'll see you soon. All right. So until then, I'll see you later. This is AT&TMobileCenter.com doing a quick review for the iPad 3rd generation. I hope you like it. All right. I'll see you guys later.